Hello, my friends. Just want to kind of share something, because what we're going to see come upon this world is going to be great troubles and great sorrows, and I do not know how long we remain here in it, and I do not know what the path will be for certain peoples. I do not know any of these things, but I do know that all of us who are alive and living in these times and going to be living in these troubles to come, and how can I tell you that I know that there's troubles to come? It's as the birthing pains increase. We've already been through troubles over the last several years. Each time it's intensified. It's not going to let up. That's the end comes just as Jesus said, like tribulations and birthing pains. So it's only going to get worse each time of troubles that come. It's like Jacob's troubles. It's troubles for a reason. And in these troubles, there's going to be death. There's going to be a lot of death, whether it be from war or famine or disease or whatever comes next to us. We're going to witness these things. They're going to come. They're inescapable. But what is not inescapable is our hope. And our hope is in that resurrection. And we all have loved ones in this earth. We all have people who we have shared our lives with. We have our children. We have friends. And we have all kind of people in this world that we have loved. And we know that there are some of those people that we have loved that they will not be part of a plan that they go in a rapture. Some of them, their plan is going to be different, and it really depends on God and what He does with this. It's things that we shouldn't even be told, because then we would probably worry even more about certain things than what we should. But the hope is in the resurrection, and the hope in that resurrection comes at the rapture. And Paul spoke of it many times. For instance, but tell me this, since we preach that Christ rose from the dead, why are some of you saying that there will be no resurrection of the dead? For if there is no resurrection of the dead, then Christ has not been raised either. And if Christ has not been raised, then all of our preaching is useless and your faith is useless. Paul, speaking about resurrection, he sees death just as he sees a continuation of life. It's one and the same thing, because Christ died and rose. So will those who believed in Him. When somebody perishes, they don't perish in the sense that the world perishes. They just move to be with the Lord, which is better than being here. So I tell you, if in these troubles you lose people, you lose somebody, have hope in the resurrection. And if we lose somebody, we will be joyous in those days, because we know that they're not lost forever, for they believed in Christ. They will go with us when we go up into the air. The resurrection and the hope that comes from it is believing that there is no eternal separation like there is for the damned. The eternal separation for the damned in hell is different than the eternal separation which doesn't exist in the kingdom of heaven. Our separation is only but for a moment here in the flesh and the earth. When the rapture comes and the resurrection of the dead comes first, all of those who perish in the trouble, who perished believing in Christ, they will rise even before us. What better way for us to take flight ourselves than seeing somebody who we have loved that has perished coming back and rising into the air? What better way to convince even us in the spot that there truly is no death for those who believe in Christ? The hope of the resurrection, that's what we all hope for. Some of us standing here speaking today will not ever taste death. We will escape it. Others standing here today will, but they do not enter eternal death. They're just that closer to being resurrected, because we know the resurrection is coming soon as it comes in the rapture. So everybody out there who is concerned over what will come next, I tell you that what comes next, the birthing pains will be much, much worse, much more severe than what they have been. It's going to be much, much worse. There is no turning this around. The turning around and the hope comes in the delay that comes between birthing pains, but the next birthing pain is still coming. Whatever it is that we will lose in this earth, we will gain in paradise, and we will gain it for an eternity. That is the hope in Jesus Christ. That is the hope in the resurrection. And I know that our faith is not in vain. God bless.